Hello everyone, this is Admiral Akbar 421, and I'm going to be doing my first ever Let's Play this morning. I'm going to be doing a Let's Play of Empire Total War, if you haven't noticed that yet. I'll be doing the single-player Grand Campaign as... I think I'll be as the Germans. I'll play as Prussia. I'll have campaign difficulty on hard, battle difficulty on hard, and I'm going to do the short campaign. So, I'll be the Prussians. As you can see here, the Prussians start off with 2 territories in basically Central Europe. So, Prussia is this nation-state that eventually turned into Germany, and as such, you would expect them to have a great military, and they do. They do have a very good military and a very good economy, even though they only have 2 territories. And I'll show you that once I start the game. So I'll just click Start Game. Man will ultimately be governed by God or by tyrants. Ben Franklin. He's a great man, Ben Franklin. Alright, so you can be quiet. So, if you've never played a Total War game before, this is the main screen where you spend most of your time. This is the campaign screen. You've got a bunch of cities, regions, stuff like that, and you've got armies. Like I've got an army over here, and other characters and buildings and stuff. Anyway, so in these major cities, you've got a bunch of buildings. You can upgrade these buildings however you want. Like I can upgrade this conservatorium to an opera house. Actually, I'm going to build some walls right now, so I'll build settlement fortifications right there. And then you've got these outlying buildings, which also provide other stuff, like this Weaver's Cottage. This provides money. Farms provide food. Trading ports. They provide... Well, they let you conduct trade. So I can go into diplomacy and trade with people. And then coaching inns. These produce rakes, which are pretty much your spies. So I'm going to upgrade that to a bounty house. And upgrade this to start building a farm. Alright. So, first thing you usually want to do is you want to go to diplomacy screen and try to get some trade agreements. So I'm going to open negotiations with Great Britain, request a trade agreement with them. So that they've agreed to that, so that's good. Then I'll talk to the Ottoman Empire. They usually trade a lot. Proposal. Alright, they're trading with us. I'll try to trade with Austria too. Austria usually declares war on me within the first few turns, but at least I can get a bit of money out of them before they do. And then over here, only have Saxony, so negotiation with Saxony. Trade agreement. Yeah, I'll give them 110. That's not too much. And then I'm also going to try to get a military alliance with Great Britain. Alright. Yeah, they're not going to ally with me. But that's okay. I'm Prussia, I don't need allies. Alright. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired right now. But I'll upgrade that. And I can build a conservatorium over here. Alright. I think... Oh, yeah, and I also have to start do research. So, this guy's a gentleman. He's pretty much like a researcher. You can put him in... I'm going to put him in this college over here, and he'll let me research some stuff. So I'll research ring bayonets. The Germans are militaristic, so usually you want to get some military technologies out quickly so that they're more effective fighters. Anyway. So yeah. If you look at the big map, I own these 2 regions here and here. And pretty much I'm just surrounded by a bunch of hostile countries. Like, Austria doesn't like me very much. Poland doesn't really like me. Sweden really doesn't like me, and Norway doesn't like me very much either. So, and that's mainly because I'm a Protestant nation and I'm completely surrounded by Catholic nations, but still, none of them really like me. I can't stress that enough, that I'm surrounded by enemies right now. As you can also see that my two territories aren't connected to each other. Like, there's West Prussia between Brandenburg and East Prussia, and I'm gonna have to fix that eventually. But like I said, Austria usually declares war on me in the first few turns, so I don't want to declare war on Poland too fast, or else that'll just make it a big problem for myself. So I'm gonna end my turn here, and then. I don't know where this came from. I'm obviously not gonna. I'm not gonna accept that. I don't know why Great Britain just tried to offer me the Bahamas for East Prussia, and I don't know why Great Britain wants East Prussia, or why they think I'm gonna give them the Bahamas for that, or I'm gonna give them that for the Bahamas. Sometimes the computer is just stupid. Alright, so as soon as these are all done, start the second turn. Okay, so we built a farm. Oh yeah, and these. Every turn, pretty much, you get a little snippet about the history that was going on in that time period that the turn was, and this is about a calendar. I usually like reading them, but they don't actually affect gameplay. They're just interesting things to tell you. And Netherlands and Spain are fighting each other. Oh, I should look at my tax policy. Okay, so I'm making 6,000 gold per turn, which is actually amazing for a country that only has 2 territories. So I'm just gonna let that go the way it is, and I can upgrade this to a weaver's cottage, which makes more money, which is always good. And I can start recruiting some units. Yeah, I need to get more units. So I'll get 3 line infantry and a regiment of horse. And over here I'll just get some line infantry. Line infantry is... no, I don't want that. Go away. Line infantry is... These are pretty much like your main units. They just stand in a line and shoot, and the core of most armies is going to be them. Then you've got demi-cannons, which are artillery, and gendarmerie, which are... These are pretty much like militia cavalry. And you've got militia, and there are pikemen at the beginning of the game, but usually pikemen get phased out in the first few turns. And then you've got a general. And the skill of the general is shown by the number of stars next to him. Like, this guy's a 6-star general, so he's right a bit less than the best. Actually, no, he's a 7-star general, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm gonna end my turn there. End turn. Actually, the reason I'm making this Let's Play is mostly so I can get back in practice for playing Rome 2 Total War, which is coming out in just over a week. Now, you might think that to practice for Rome 2 I should play Rome 1, and I've actually been playing Rome 1 a lot recently, and I've gotten pretty used to like the Roman tactics and units, and okay, I'll do it. I'll give them a counter offer. I don't care if they give me money. Send that as proposal. They don't like that, so they rejected that. But whatever, it's fine. The Germans don't need any allies. Anyway, yeah. So Rome 2. I'm actually practicing. I'm practicing with the controls and the UI, because The controls have changed a lot since Rome 1, so I'm getting used to those at this point, now that I've already figured out strategy and stuff like that. Alright, so we've construction done. Caught a pirate. Recruited some units. Okay. And now, alright. So, army is in better condition. Then I can upgrade stuff. I'm going to build an admiralty, an opera house, and improve roads. You always want to improve roads. That means you can move units faster, and that's always a good thing. I can't upgrade anything else. So, build, recruit another unit of line infantry, and my turn there. You can sort of see the amount of detail they put into these games just by the number of... Oh, hey, Austria declared war on me. And they've got a bunch of allies. And none of Austria's allies joined them, which means that I don't know. It just means that none of Austria's allies joined them, so it's just a war between me and Austria. Which I'm fine with. Anyway, yeah, you can see the amount of detail just from the sheer number of other nations. Like, I'm pretty sure there are between 40 and 50 total factions, even though not all of them are playable without mods. So that just shows the sheer amount of detail you have in this game. And the only thing I've showed you so far is the European theater, and actually, even though there's no reason for me to, I can also switch over to look at the Americas, and we got new technology, lost a trade agreement because we're at war, and the Crimean Khanate was destroyed. Yeah, that's somewhere near Russia, I think. And these guys gained some traits. Construction was done, and recruited some line infantry. And then they came up with the smallpox inoculation. Alright. Government. Okay, so it comes down to 4,000, but that's still okay. And, oh, I should have looked at this earlier. Basically, these ministers here, they provide different buffs and debuffs. Like this guy, he gives +2 to repression and -12%. Sorry, to the cost of town watch. And this guy lowers recruitment costs and increases research rates. So pretty much they all provide some buff or debuff depending on the number of stars they have and depending on what they're a minister of. Like the First Lord, he gives extra prestige, and he gives extra to diplomatic relations, stuff like that. But then if you have too few stars, then he might start taking away prestige or taking away from your diplomatic relations. But these guys are all pretty good, and the monarch is at least neutral, which is always a good thing. I'm going to close out of that. And we researched new technologies, so I need to pick a different one to research. Start doing that one. So that gives us improved farms, and it also increases the growth impact, which makes higher population growth, which makes more people, which makes more taxes, which is good. Alright, so now I'm going to go deal with the Austrians. Alright, so here they've got a bunch of cavalry, some artillery, and some infantry. And here, yeah. Okay, so pretty much they don't really have anything useful. I mean, they've got all that cav they have is pretty much just militia cav, which is sort of useful, but at the same time, militia cav against line infantry is never going to win. So this shouldn't be that hard. And then I've got 732 men, and they have exactly 900. So I'm a tiny bit outnumbered, but I don't think it really matters, because it's a computer, so it can't be that hard, even though it's in a hard difficulty. I never saw so many shocking bad hats in my life. I've had that experience a few times. Albeit it usually wasn't hats, it was usually clothes, but yeah, it was close enough. If these loading screens start to take so long that it's just wasting time, I'll probably skip over them. But so far they've been going relatively quickly, so I've just been letting them go. Alright, so here's the other part of the game that you're going to be in. This is the battle mode, and pretty much you're the general on the field, directing your troops, win the battle, stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm going to stick my artillery over here so that provides some cover fire. And then I'll put... where are my pikes? Alright, there they are. Yeah, I'll take my pikemen and I'll put them next to the artillery to protect the artillery, because the computer likes to send its cavalry up against artillery for some reason. I'll take these guys, spread them out as much as possible. What you usually want to do in the beginning of the game is you want to spread out your line infantry as much as possible, because only the first line of men can fire, so the longer the first line is, the more men can fire. And I think that's good. I'll end my deployment there. And take my infantry. Put them up there. So my cav. So I'm gonna put my cav over on there. Put them on the flank there. Alright, oh, they're charging with their cavalry. So I'm going to countercharge and send my infantry at them. Alright, yeah. So they're not going to last very long. I'll use these infantry as reserves, so I'll put them back here. And actually, I'm gonna charge my infantry in melee, just to get that over with quicker. And then the rest of my infantry is moving up still. No wavering. Oh, my guys are wavering. That's not good. I need to break them fast. Anyway, that's on fire. So, pretty much every unit has morale associated with it, and if the morale gets too low, then they'll break and run, like these guys are doing. And once the unit... sometimes when a unit breaks and runs, they'll come back eventually, but if it gets shattered, then it just stays shattered. It doesn't come back ever until the next battle. Alright. So they've run all of their cavalry up, which is okay for cavalry, and then they're running their infantry, which is going to tire out their infantry very fast. And tired infantry does not fight very well. Alright. So My line's pretty much set up. So I'm going to advance a little bit. I'll run them here because they're not going very far. Send the cavalry over there. Now I'm going to start firing. Hopefully we can. Oh, they're going to charge the cavalry, but hopefully we can break their artillery pretty fast. Even though they're charging with the cavalry. I'm going to move this infantry up a little bit. Have them start shooting at the cavalry units there. Or, actually, let's start shooting at the pikemen there, which is pretty much just as good. We can start to circle around with this infantry unit. Come at them from the other side. And these Pandoras are pretty much like, they're skirmishers, so they're not meant to get up and close and personal. So I don't know why the computer always sticks them up close, just has them run at me, but whatever. I'll bring my general up too. I still have this reserve unit, so things start going downhill. And then I'm going to take this regiment of horse, charge them at the general bodyguard. And the general's running away, so no use chasing after him. Change these guys to melee mode. And they're gonna run around the flank. Change these guys to melee mode. Alright, so they're just doing a massive cavalry charge and attacking everything at once. Which is fine by me. My infantry can take on cavalry any day of the week. Have these guys charge in there. Right. Alright, so we broke that unit. And that means that these guys are free to go attack them. And then we broke that unit. And they just did that was a good cavalry charge actually. But we broke their pikemen. We lost a regiment of horse, but that's okay. Otherwise, we're doing pretty good. And then there's just a massive dog pile in there. So we'll add these guys in the mix. I don't think he knows what he's doing. He's just like running around. And there's a bunch of units breaking over there. Oh, both of my cavalry units are fleeing the battlefield. That's okay, I'm not a very big cavalry general anyway. And he's running away again. He's probably going to charge me from behind. And their general bodyguard is routing, which is always a good sign. And Pandoras are firing. Is good, but actually, oh, my cavalry's reformed. Where are they? Alright, there they are. Okay, so I'll have my cavalry charge the Pandoras. If I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong, feel free to leave in the comments. Start shooting that line infantry. And these guys switch off melee mode, open fire. These guys also off melee mode, fire on them. Off melee mode. And these guys are chasing after something, but that's not really useful to me, so I'll just take them over here. And you can see back there my cavalry routed the Pandoras. So now I can bring them back up the front line. These guys are running. Yeah, the cavalry is exhausted, but that's to be expected. Anyway, yeah, it's going to get charged from behind, which is a big morale penalty. So yeah, they just broke. So these guys here can turn around and start fighting the militia. And this is probably getting close to the end of the battle, actually. Yep, all of the enemies routing. Everyone's running away. So, that's a victory. Got a heroic victory. The heart of the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Thomas Paine. That's true. I love the background art for these loading screens, and I also love the quotes they have, because most of them are from awesome people and usually awesome quotes. Anyway, here are the battle results. I deployed 700, they deployed 900. I killed 700 of their men, they killed 200 of my men. So, that's it, that was a pretty good day for me. And now they're retreating. And alright. Yep. Oh, and they're retreating too. Okay. So Breslau is completely undefended. And so is Prague. So alright, so I'll take Breslau this turn. Demand their surrender. Okay, so they surrendered. So I just took the city. So that's the first region I've captured. And it's a bit of a rebellion, but repair that. Yeah, this resistance to foreign occupation, that whittles down over time, so pretty soon it'll be back down to nothing. And I'm making units recruitment. Oh wait, I need to recruit some people, don't I? I'll get some line infantry and some cav. And then over here, alright, I can't repair anything, but that's fine. Alright. I'll end my turn there. Pretty successful, first turn of being at war. And once I capture Prague, I'm probably going to end this video. So that's just forewarning for the time. A little bit in the future when I do that. Alright. Over Denmark, Portugal. Pueblo, Quilland, Iran, Barbary States, Pirates. Okay. Alright. We got a new gentleman. So we can send him over to the school near Berlin. And Austria has broken their alliance. Something about... Yeah, those are just rebellions. There's usually a bit of rioting after you take a city. Anyway, and Poland and Austria are at war with each other now, so that's good for me. They fight each other, that's less men they have to be fighting me. I recruited some stuff. You got a trait. And they invented 3-color printing. That's neat. Alright. So they're sending reinforcements to Prague. So I need to stop that. So send some units over there. Go capture that quickly. Oh, but I ran out of movement points, didn't I? Alright. That's fine. I'll capture next turn. Actually, I'll send some reinforcements over too. Actually, I'll just replenish all of them. You can see the little chevron up in the corner. That means that these units have experience, and experience level up pretty much increases morale and also increases their fighting capability, which is always a good thing. Like a level 1 experience unit versus a level 0 experience unit. A level 1's pretty much always going to win, and always going to win by a lot. Anyway, my income is at 4,400, that's very good. And yeah. Oh, and I can upgrade that. But I don't want to spend the money to upgrade it right now because no, I don't want to do that. Stop. There we go. I don't want to spend the money to upgrade that right now because if Austria sends an army to come and get me, then pretty much I'll lose all the money I spend on upgrading, and the building will get a little bit damaged. If a hostile army goes into one of the outlying buildings, it damages the building a bit, and it also cancels any construction that's going on. So I'm going to end my turn here. Alright, so they're going to fight me, even though they only have 71 men. And actually, I'm just going to auto-resolve this because they're clearly outmatched. Yeah, so they lost 53 and they have 18 remaining. So pretty much that army is not worth a single thing to them right now. And now Prague is completely undefended. Also, if the wait after I end my turn gets too long, I'll pause recording then too, just so I don't wait. I've limit the time wasted as much as possible. Alright, so Great Britain canceled the trade agreement. I don't know why, but whatever. Built some roads. And army here. Still being resupplied. Alright, I'm going to attack Prague. Hopefully they surrender, just like the last city did. Demand surrender. Alright, they accepted my surrender. Okay, now I have to repair buildings. Buildings get damaged during sieges, usually. Repair that. And I'm gonna build a wall. Capture a region. Alright. So just capture 2 regions in 2 turns. So we're well on our way to making Germany great. This can be the end of my first Let's Play. Feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, post in the comments. If I'm doing anything particularly stupid, again, post in the comments. And if I'm doing anything stupid, post in the comments. That's about all I have to say. So, have a good time. Hope you had a good time watching this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.